Well, hello, media arts students. How's it going? Nice to see everybody, nice to be seen by everybody, I guess. Today's lesson is going to be all about getting to know our computer, but you'll have to bear with me because I'm a little awkward when I'm meeting new people. So I'm going to go get to know my computer a little bit, and we're going to see how this goes. So, hi. My name's Mr. Oliver. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, Mr. Oliver. It's nice to meet you. My name is Mackenzie, but you can just call me Mac.
Oh, hi, Mac. You have a really cool accent. Are you from England?
Why do you think that? I am from Cupertino, California, in the USA. Don't you see the Apple logo?
Yeah, that makes sense. I get a little awkward sometimes.
There's no need to feel any social anxiety. I am only a machine that functions by reading a series of ones and zeros. I have no emotions, I make no judgments, and I am a tool that was here to help you.
So, I'm supposed to get to know you a little bit, so tell me about yourself.
I run various applications and create, organize, and store files. I can process large amounts of information quickly and communicate with other computers.
Wow, there's really a lot to learn about computers. Where should we begin?
Let's start with the basic applications that are included with your school's Google account. Since you already know how to make a Google drawing, let's learn about how to use two other Google applications, Google Documents and Google Slides.
That's a really good idea. Everyone's got a Google account. Yeah, so what are you going to show them first?
Since you are the teacher, I think it's your job to teach the class. You need to remember that I am only a tool that was here to help you.
All right, you're right. I should probably teach them. So why don't I just get right into the lesson? Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, so happy Monday, Media Arts students. If you couldn't guess, this week we're going to get to know our computers a little bit, especially with our Google Drive. We're going to make some presentations and some documents, and we're going to put that all together. So let's get started. All right, so today is March 8th, if you're watching this on a Monday. And in this week's goals, what we're going to do is we are going to review adding files to the folders that we created, and we're going to organize those. And that all happens in our Google Drive. So you should have made a folder, your first name, last name, and media arts. Make sure your name is in it because that's how I find it easily. I just type in your name because remember, you shared that with me, and any work that goes inside that folder, the permissions are automatic so that I can see them. Now, in my directions last week, it was to make your folders public. It looks like there's an update where you can only make them public to North Clackamas schools users, which is totally fine. That means all of your classmates will be able to see things if you include those in a project. So just go ahead and make sure it's visible to people from the North Clackamas schools. If you want to make sure your family members can see it, you can include other addresses outside of the school district. So just do that if you would like to. All right, so today we're going to learn how to format documents. I'm sure you've used Google Docs before. But maybe it was just something that your teacher created for you in Google Drive. I'm going to show you how to do all sorts of things with that. You're going to learn how to screenshot. That's really important. If you're using a Mac, a PC, or a Chromebook, whatever device you're using, or even a phone for that matter, how to screenshot is really important because then that creates an image file. Screenshots are PNGs generally. And then you're able to use those in a Google Drawing, you're able to use them in a presentation or a document, however. Okay. Lastly, you're going to create a presentation about your Google Drive or about your computer or Chromebook. So you're going to put together a couple of slides showing some of the things that you've learned, demonstrating that you can format properly and understand a few things about your folder. So let's jump right into it. So just to review, hopefully you made a folder last week. Remember, we call that first name, last name, media arts, and you make sure you share it with me. So that should all be review for you. So hopefully you can just go quickly through there. Make sure it's shared with me. That's Oliver S at nclac.k12.or.us. It's a mouthful, but it's easy to find because it'll auto search if you just start typing OLIVERS. All right, so that folder is shared with me, and so far it already has some files in there. It should have the download of your Google Drawing. It should have the slide that you made last week. And then it will also have other files. So you're going to be creating more files in that folder, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, so your Google Drawing should have been downloaded. It should have been added to your slide. That was last week's assignment. If you haven't gotten that finished, make sure you do, because that's how you're going to get credit for last week. And then make sure that you copy that slide to the class presentation so that everyone is able to see it. Very important, since we don't meet in person, we can't just turn to a partner. So this is how you're turning to a partner. You're adding your slide to a presentation that we all have access to. Okay, so remember, you've created a new presentation, you've added that. This is all review, so that's why I'm going rather quickly. Okay, so downloads on a Chromebook, we talked about this last week also. If you haven't found your launcher yet, it's that little circle. Usually it's in the bottom left-hand corner, and when you open it up, you'll see all sorts of locations on your Chromebook. You'll be using this throughout the semester, because when we get into photography and video and you connect a phone directly to your Chromebook, you'll actually see that as one of your locations. So just explore that, get to know where that is. But when you download files, it goes into your downloads area of your downloads your files, your downloads manager. So you can see we've got a whole list of it there. I'm not working on a Chromebook right now, but that's a screenshot from a Chromebook. If you have specific questions about a Chromebook, I can troubleshoot with you any day in office hours. Just let me know. By the way, about office hours, you can even meet with me in the morning when you don't have class, or after 2:30. Just send me an email and ask if I'm free. Normally I am. I'm just putting together these videos and grading your work, things like that. So, okay, what we're going to be doing first is we're going to make a document. So last week you made a presentation. This week you're going to make a document. So if you go into your folder and create new Google Doc, it'll automatically be in the folder where you need it to be. Anytime you create a file inside a folder, it automatically stays there, which is really handy. Now, if you forgot to do this step and you accidentally did it just generally in your drive, you can move things around, and I'll demonstrate how to do that a little bit later as well. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna name our document, and we're gonna call it I Can Format, because this is all about learning. Now, we don't wanna leave anything as untitled document. If you have too many untitled documents, you'll never find your work. Even when you look in Recents, it can be a big pain. So get in the habit right away of giving things good titles. Okay, you're gonna call this I Can Format, and all you have to do is type into the little name bar, I Can Format, right there in the top. And then hit return, and you've got yourself a document. Now, here's an example of the document that I made. You can see the screen recording of that. So in your document, what you're going to do is you're going to, and by the way, your document can look a little bit different from mine, but I want to make sure that you're able to do all of these different things with your document. Now, you've probably seen all these different tools across the top in your toolbar, and I want you to make a bulleted list and type in the words how to make a bulleted list, how to underline text, how to make text italic, how to make text bold, how to change the size of text, how to change the color of text, how to change the alignment of text, how to make and format a table, and how to add links to text. So all of these things are examples right here on there. And I want you to go through the steps of doing each one. You can see my example, so you'll do that. Okay, so let's talk about formatting. So what you'll do to format your document is you are going to use the toolbar to make all the adjustments that you need. And to see what a tool does, just hover your mouse over it. To create a table, you need to select Insert, then press Table. Choose a 2-row and 3-column table, and then to change the color of the cells and adjust the border, you'll need to press Format with your cursor in the table, then Table, and then the table properties. So you'll see this is all demonstrated, how you can do this. Perfect. All right. You're going to also insert links into your document, and that link is going to be to the presentation that you're creating in just a moment. So we're going to have everything kind of linked together and then also demonstrated in your presentation. We're now going to take a screenshot of this document after we are finished. So if you're using a Chromebook, that little button there that has the square with the 2 lines next to it, that's going to be the button that you press while holding down Shift and Control, okay? So I had to just take a picture of doing that so you can see how that works. On a Mac, it's Command Shift and 4, and on a PC, there's actually just a screen capture button that you press, and it just takes a picture of the whole screen. By the way, if you ever have questions on how to do these things, remember, you can Google to find the answers, and so pretty simple to find that. That's how I figured out how to screenshot on Chromebook. I knew, but I had forgotten, so Google remembers for me. Pretty convenient. All right, so you're actually going to take a screenshot of that document that you made because we're going to add that screenshot to our presentation. And you're also going to take a screenshot of your folder. So I want to see that you have some files in your folder, and the way that I'm going to know that is by having a screenshot of it with all of your files in there. So go ahead and take that screenshot as well. So just go to your Google Drive and do that. All right, the next step we're going to do is we're going to make a presentation. And remember, whenever you have a folder open and you create new for a file, you can make a new presentation. That presentation is going to be automatically in your folder. So we're going to call this Getting to Know Google Drive, and you're going to need the following things. You're going to have a title slide. You're going to have a slide with a screenshot of your document. You're going to have a slide with a screenshot of your Media Arts folder. You're going to also have a slide with a YouTube video and an animated object. So you're going to kind of put all of these things together. If you already added animations to your All About Me slide, you could do that. In fact, including your All About Me slide might be a great way to do a title. We can do some creative things with that. So really, any slides you want to add to this, just demonstrating that you understand how to format, because that's what this assignment's all about. It's about getting to know our computer, how to make presentations, how to make documents. Okay, so here's my example, right? I've got my Getting to Know Google Drive by Mr. Oliver. Here's that screenshot of the document that I was talking about, right? And I just typed in, here's a screenshot of the document I can format. Here's a link to it. I can do the same formats to a presentation, and I can also, by the way, remember how you learned how to copy and paste? If you want to go to my example slides, which I'm including in Google Classroom, feel free to copy and paste any of them into here and then make the changes so that I'm seeing your documents. That would be cool. So don't take all the slides, but if, for the basic ones to just show the things that you need to be able to do, go ahead and copy it. That's totally fine. You have my permission to copy and paste on this. All right, but I want a screenshot of your document that you made, not one that's copy and pasted. This is you showing that you've been able to do all of those different things. And notice I've got a link here at the bottom. That link goes to the presentation. So you want to make sure that you have that so that it's all connected, just like we're talking about before. All right, here's my Media Arts folder. Whoa, look at that animation. Pretty killer, right? Okay, so I just want to see that you can add some animations. Animations can sometimes be kind of distracting, like that wasn't really an effective animation. But just so you can demonstrate that you understand that animations are a part of presentations and how you can use that. And then lastly, hey, here's a video about cats. So this is an embedded YouTube video. We could watch it if we wanted. Let's see, funny cats and kittens meowing. Okay, but you can just add a video directly in. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is gonna, my cat is walking by right now. He hears this. He wants to know. Potato Bob has questions. Okay, so there you go. That's it for the presentation. And yeah, so that's it. Hopefully this lesson was pretty easy for you. If you have any questions, just come to office hours. You can even just work on it in office hours with me. I will help you every step of the way. That's what this is for. Asynchronous learning does not mean that you don't get help from your teacher. So just to review, we should have reviewed how to add files to our folders, how to organize our Google Drive. We learned how to format documents, right? We did that whole list of bold and bulleted and etc. Okay, we learned how to screenshot, whether that's on a Mac, a PC, or a Chromebook. And we created a Google presentation about our Google Drive and computer. So you're gonna do all of those things. And then lastly, just like you should have done last week, you're gonna have to attach this presentation. So you might be noticing Mr. Oliver doesn't just have files already in Google Drive for me. I will sometimes have those for you, but while we're learning how they work, I want you to be in charge of creating them. So you're going to have to attach it to Google Drive by hitting that attach button, and then from Google Drive, and it'll just appear in your recents. So make sure you have all of those things attached. That's how you're gonna get credit for it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Never stop creating, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey, that's my line. Never stop creating, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, Mackenzie, what else should we work on? That's a great idea.